Good afternoon. Haven't done a video in a while. Can't believe it's already March. Wow. Well, I'm just here to talk about a couple of things. There's a few things that I've been asked to comment on. One of them is the resignation of the Pope. How do I feel about that? It's been the first time in 600 years that a Pope has resigned. 598. Close enough. Well, I think it's okay for him to retire. I think sometimes popes have held on to the job until they died just because they were morally compelled to keep the job until death, and they hadn't been in the best of health for several years and really weren't able to perform the job duties of being the Pope, except to hang on to the title as long as they're alive, because the community of the world, the Catholic world and the world overall, just kind of feels that they should. Now, remembering that it's been 8 years since John Paul II passed away, and he was a year or two younger than Benedict is now, which means that he didn't live as long as this man. And so, at what point is it okay for a pope to retire? I mean, some people feel never. They feel that he has to die in office. I don't feel that he does. I think that this way, while he still has faculties, he has some vote in who his successor is, and I think it's probably a good way to do it. I think it's okay. It's his decision. Somebody I'm subscribed to is called Drinking with Bob, and I like his videos. He usually gets pretty animated. He starts his videos with, "What's next? I'll tell you what's next." Then he tells you what he's angry about, and he's, "What's next? What's next? What's next?" Well, I don't have that kind of lung power to make a blog that way, and I usually agree with Drinking with Bob. This particular time I don't. He says that the Pope should not resign. He's giving up on his community, and he said something like, "Did Jesus come down off the cross?" Well, Jesus is God. The Pope is not God. The Pope is a man. And I don't really see the connection there. I'm never really sure if he's kidding or not. I think he wasn't kidding. I think he really means that the Pope should not have resigned. I see no problem with that happening. I think that at some point when you feel that you're not capable of doing the job to the full extent of your capability, then it is time to step aside. And I don't think you should have to die on the job, even though every pope for the last 600 years has. That's my answer.